What a way to open off. Hello, people of the earth. Welcome to the end of the year vlog. Done in a slightly different way this year because stuff needs to be explained. Notepad of Knowledge is here. He made a cameo in Mario Kart Live, but now he's actually going to fill our heads with knowledge. But I'm here. Aki's mum is here.
Hello, it's Aki's mum. Yet again.
To confirm. Obviously, I've been drinking a little bit.
More than a little bit.
But don't let that take away the seriousness of the situation for this year. Fuck. Yeah, I've been slowly recovering, so we're fine. Why have I got a slingshot? So we're here. I'm doing this currently. We're going to be doing this segment with Animal Crossing. I'll be explaining why later on, although it's probably obvious. But everything will be explained, like everything, and I mean everything. And that isn't a drunk exaggeration either. Yeah, but we are less than, even though there's fireworks going off right now, we are still just under 2 minutes, or just over 2 minutes away from a happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
It better be a happy New Year. Everyone's got their glow sticks out. I need to get my glow stick out. There we go. Brillianto. Fucking this. I've been leaving this on. I left the console on. But everyone's just automatically just gathered here. Even Limburg is here. With, have you got a glow stick? Yeah, everyone's got a fucking glow stick. Literally, no, wait, you haven't got a, oh wait, you have got a glow stick. You're just holding it in a different hand. Okay. Everyone's got a glow stick. And apparently we're supposed to be using these to do the countdown. Which is going to appear quite obviously here. With this big countdown clock. This has been here all day. Stick with the video, guys. I will be explaining literally everything across the board. The topics I am covering from the Notepad of Knowledge here are my year personally of how it's gone. Then I'm gonna go evil and spill a hard dose of reality on everything. And that's including me, that's including the UK, that's including the fucking world. And then I'm going to talk about Let's Plays with news and stuff on that. It's not much. And then we're going to talk about even ASF stuff. So that's the order of this vlog. Aki's mum will be going home. Uh-oh, we've changed, the camera angle changed automatically there. We've got 1 minute left. Aki's mum will be going home after this initial 15 minutes, but she's going to be, because she sleeps at home, because the bed here doesn't do her back any favors.
Blow up.
Blow up, yeah.
It blew up my back.
It blew up your back.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, it doesn't. Hold on, let's turn this up. It's literally a countdown. We're all just ready and posed. This is perfect. If you're not spending time celebrating the new year. Oh. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! There we go, on cue. Someone's got it right. Don't know the words. Wave my stick around. I even got a Happy New Year hat on. Look. Oh God. Well, a Happy New Year. We hope it's gonna be. I'm just going to wave my stick around. I'm going to be doing this for the whole rest of the next year.
Things can only get better.
Things can only get better when you wave a stick around. Hi, Sherb. You're the first person I talked to in the new year. Happy New Year, Tater Tot. We got to eat lots of snacks together this year. A lot of snacks. A lot of snacks. Where's Sly? Where's my husband? He's not here. The fucking bore. Even Lindbergh's out here, but not Sly. Fuck me. Let's talk to the Australian. Tater Tot, what's up? I feel like I haven't had any FaceTime with you lately. I've been talking to you. Didn't scare you or nothing, right? I know I can be a bit too much sometimes. Happy New Year! Austria's ancient history. Australia's already had their New Year like fucking hours ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone. We're full speed ahead on 2021. No looking back. We gotta talk to my fellow millionaire. Happy New Year, Highway. Why, this is not our first chat of 2021. I hope this is the first. Yes, this is our first chat of. Happy New Year. Oh God, where are they firing the fireworks? It sounds like they're right next door. That wouldn't surprise me, actually. They're that kind of family. This is the first New Year I've actually spent in my house for quite some time. Because usually we've gone out. And like just gone to watch the fireworks.
Yeah, we've gone out into the
Or we've gone out into the countryside to see the whole town and see all the fireworks go off across the horizon. It's quite a sight.
You've done a bit of stargazing as well.
That too, yeah. Hang on a minute. What's it? I've got Nook Miles. Why have I got Nook Miles? Have I got Nook Miles for just having a New Year? God, this fucking thing. Countdown celebration. The only thing better than ringing in the New Year is ringing in the New Year with some Nook Miles. May you live and see many more years and miles. I got Nook Miles for fucking being part of the countdown for New Year. I'm a merry maker.
You are.
Oh, there you go. I got Nook Miles. Happy New Year. Oh God. Let's talk to Stitches here. Happy New Year, Tater Tot. We gotta eat a lot of snacks together. You're saying the same thing as Sherb. Stop copying his lines. Let's talk to Frenchie. Happy New Year to you, Pumpkin. Can't wait to share it with you. That means you don't leave the village, you twit. None of you are leaving, apart from Lindbergh. He's fucking going. And we're gonna talk to Aurora. I don't think I've told you this yet. Happy New Year, eh, Buck? Yes. That's not what you gotta say. Do we dare talk to Lindbergh? Alright, he's the only other one here. I mean, he's better than Nook in my book. Okay, where you been? I ain't talked to you. Yeah. There's a reason for that. You're working for Nook still. Well, I've got to know what's now actually say something appropriate. Since you're right here with me, I can wish you a great New Year. Yes, you mouse with a beard. Happy New Year. Also, I got some. Also, we got a drink I can go cheers with. Oh fuck! The fireworks are so pretty. More. I can go cheers with. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. This isn't actually alcohol. Nintendo have made it so it's not. It's a fizzy apple juice. It just looks like alcohol. But Nintendo don't want to encourage people getting pissed, I suppose. We got loads of things here to fucking wave around and shit. I'm gonna shoot some party poppers in people's faces. Here you go, Nook. Take this to the face. Die. This is the way you celebrate a new year in a pandemic. You do it on Animal Crossing.
No pandemic there.
Yeah, no pandemic in this land. The land of knee bridge is free. You're welcome to come and visit, guys. No need to wear a mask. We're all COVID safe. I got red sparkler as well. Although that blue one looked awfully red. This one's they just changed colour. Isabel's waving her rod around. That's not the first time she's done that, let's face it. Aki's mum gave me a heck of a look at that comment. Hang on a minute, Isabel, what the fuck are you?
I think you actually meant light stick.
Yeah. Is that what they're actually calling it? It is a light stick. Wave your light stick around, Aki. Now don't talk to Stitches again. God, that's the third time already. I've already had 3 conversations with Stitches and we're only like fucking 6 minutes into the new year. The countdown is so cool, it's like something's gonna happen, but nobody knows what. Or maybe the new year. Anyway, wave it around. That's it, we're wiggling our sticks. We're comparing stick sizes. Yeah, give me another 5 minutes. No, actually 4 minutes now, and then we get to the nitty gritty. And I'm gonna relocate and stand over there and talk bollocks. Actually, not all of it's bollocks. In fact, none of it's bollocks. Why am I even saying that?
You just like that word.
What's your favourite word in the English language? Bollocks. No, my favourite word in the English language is a papoose.
Pooch.
Papoose.
Oh, papoose.
Yeah, you know, that thing that you wear that has a baby in it in the front of you.
Were you going to do that with your baby when you've got one?
Damn right he's going in a papoose.
Might be a girl.
She's going in a papoose. He, she, it's going in a papoose.
It won't be an it.
You sure?
What is it?
No, I'm not talking to you anymore. Fucking let's talk to Isabel. She's been walking about a desk for years. Happy New Year. Oh, is that all she's gonna say? Go on, Nook. Fucking surprise me. I'm gonna stick a thing up your ass. Nook.
I said it won't be an it.
Alright then, Aki, Happy New Year. Here's to another good one. Yes, 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 where you get loaded with money. Where did you bum this fucking outfit from? He's got that from somewhere, not from him. He stole it from someone, that tuxedo thing. Isabel, I can believe you fucking worked hard for that suit. Look. Nah, you've just stolen it from Sly. That's why he hasn't shown up tonight. He's stolen the tuxedo off of Sly. Can I have your tuxedo? And Sly's like, no. He's like, well, I'll take it anyway. And that's how that story went, question mark. I'm just waving my rod around. Can I just keep this item? Is this item just a permanent thing now with my character and it won't run out? I've just realised I'm joining Nook now in the waving of the rod. What have you, let's ask Aki's mum while we've still got time. What have you enjoyed about the last year?
Nothing.
Well said.
The bit before lockdown was alright.
Yeah, but even then, you wouldn't believe how long this year is going to seem, because I've even got news to talk about before the pandemic. There was shit going on before. Not necessarily here, but elsewhere in the world.
Oh wow.
You'll find out. It's been a really shit year for not just the UK but the entire globe, and it started literally at the start of this year, or almost at the end of last year. But we just didn't make a big issue about it. But there was something shit going on at the beginning of this year. Oh, don't you worry. I've got all the dirt, guys. I've been doing the research because I've had nothing else to do, because I've just been working and then being here, and then working and being here, and that's all I've been doing. I haven't been going out anywhere. We went on holiday, but that was to the Isle of Wight. We wanted to go elsewhere, like on a plane.
Yeah.
We didn't even do that. Anyway. Camera's running out, but there we go. We got the Animal Crossing Happy New Year. I'm just gonna wave my stick around. Well, here we are. Told you I was coming over here. But why, you ask, did I open with recording Animal Crossing, the new year coming in with the footage there? No, I'm not drunk anymore. Don't worry about that. I'm getting over it. I'm drunk. I shouldn't be saying that because people are going to be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But honestly, the way to reduce the alcohol to your brain is to drink a lot of water, and I've been doing that. And I'll probably need the bathroom after I've done this. But the reason I have been, or I opened it up with Animal Crossing is, it's been my fucking life for 9 months and a week, literally. It's been the thing that I've been the most involved in out of the whole of this new year. So out of the whole of this year of 2020, it's been the focal point of the year. And it's weird to say that because that takes me back to when I was just playing video games all day as a kid or whatever. It's like most of the day was devoted towards video games, and it's like that's been this year. But the only problem with that being is number one, I'm an adult, and number two, I have work. I have 3 lines of work. Not many people know this, but like I said, I'm going to spill a lot of truths, not just about myself, but about the world and about everything that's been going on this year. As you can imagine, I hate being a negative person, but some punches need to be fucking unleashed in this video, and I aim to do that. So please watch, true Japanese style, please watch the whole thing, because it's going to shed some light, maybe on people like yourself. I don't know who my viewing audience is, but there are some. We need to get educated. I'm not going to say that I'm the person to be the educator, but I'm going to shine a light on things that need to be said. I want to get stuff off of my chest. It's been one of those years where I've not just been focusing on video games, but I've been focusing on just stuff that I can do in the house. And when your house becomes your prison, you think about a lot of stuff, especially if you're a thinking person. Not saying that all of you are not thinking people. Don't get me wrong. But some people have been, obviously it's been a degrading year. Obviously I don't need to say why. But, some people have not used the time to fill their heads with knowledge. That's what I do if I've got nothing better to do. I look up shit, And there's some dark truths to reveal. But before I get into any of that shit, I'm gonna, like I said, previously, I've segmented this end of the year vlog into sections. Mr. Notepad of Knowledge here is to provide me with key things that I need to bring up, but we're going to document my personal year through this one, through 2020. Then I'm going to hit everyone with a cold hard dose of reality, and that's when the video is going to get ugly. And then we're going to have a little bit of an uplift with Let's Play news and live stream news, and then I'm going to end off with something much needed to be talked about, something that I've been burying my head in the sand for this one, is the ASF. Needs to be addressed because I haven't told anyone anything, and I need to shine the light on it. And it's, don't worry, nothing is negative, it is all positive, but there are negatives that are not huge but need to be addressed. So you don't need to get yourself utterly prepared for really bad news on that front. Prepare yourself on the reality section for that bit. Do you like my Christmas lights here? They're in a new location. I've spread them out here. But yeah, so now I know how far away to stand from the camera. Alright? But my year, I can safely say that not everyone has been smart this year, and that's including me. I'm going to outright put myself in a position where we're on the same page so that you know where I'm coming from. And at the start of this year, I can quote Eternal Darkness for the video game fans out there and say, I was once a fool, and I've grown better from this year, if anything. And I advise, if you haven't done so yet, that you do so as well. Again, I'm going to feel like I'm speaking down to you. I'm not speaking down to you or anyone watching this video. I'm just saying this is what needs to be said, because it does. So I was once a fool, because obviously we're talking about COVID. Duh. It's been the word of the year, I think. It's been mentioned by everyone, apart from maybe Donald Trump, who thinks it's called the China virus or something. God, I'd like to fucking... I'm going to open up a can of worms on him in a minute. Stay tuned. But, yeah. I came into January and February, and they were talking about all these things going on in China, and it's a virus, and they're worried about it because it's doesn't have a vaccine or anything. And I'm like, yeah, okay, fair enough. There's a thing going on in China which is going to affect them, and they're worried about it, and we may get cases of it here and there. And they're only panicked about it because there's no vaccine for the damn thing. So but people are going to get over it or whatever. It's not a bad... This was me, okay, at the start of the year. I'm not saying that's the case now. But I was throwing it off as just like the news are overdoing it. They're just saying, oh, big, massive death toll. Not that massive, but massive enough to make it be news, I suppose. I'm like, they're only panicked about it because they have no cure at the moment. They have no vaccine. And it's like the same as if they would put like numbers of how many deaths from cancer or car accidents or whatever. It would be the same number. So that was me at the beginning of January or February, going slowly into March, and I still had that same... like I said, I was once a fool. Got better. Says here first impressions. What were my... Yeah, that was my first impressions. We covered that. That's the thing that I wanted to say. So I've got plenty of time on the camera. Good. Then lockdown happened. In this country, we started at the end of March, and here I was in my home. Luckily, I just picked up Animal Crossing, and I jokingly said to the guy who sold it to me at the shop, "Oh, I can self-isolate now." And he laughed, and I laughed, and whatever. And that was, I guess, a good enough joke for that moment. But yeah, because I wasn't going to work by that point. I'd stopped working. More truths are going to be spilled about me here. I did say 3 jobs, but the one job that I am going to mention... No, actually, I'm going to mention 2. I think I might have said what my line of work is, or one of my lines of work, in another end of year vlog. I don't know, because there was one year that I talked about, and it was like the year where I passed out because I was like literally while doing the job that I was doing, because I was working so much. Like I literally passed out on my feet, or almost passed out. Like I blacked out, like fucking, and I had a moment. I'm like, whoa. But yeah, if you've seen that one, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I overworked myself to show how much I'm dedicated towards life, or life, if you want to call it that. But obviously now, when the lockdown happened, I wasn't doing anything. I was waking up going, what I'll do now? I play Animal Crossing for fucking ever. And I, honest to God, hated it. And I was like, why are we doing this? We don't need to do this. They're just doing it because, again, I'm going back to me previously, and I have grown and matured since then, God forbid, that this virus is deadly, and no one should be downplaying it, ever, until it's completely gone. Ever. I've restarted the camera, don't worry. We're still going. But yeah, that's the reality. I've gone from this point to this point saying this is bad to saying it's nothing. Because it isn't nothing. Some people have continually said it's nothing and downplayed it, and it shouldn't be downplayed. Because that's what I was like there, and slowly I went there. And actually that was pretty swift. Because when I returned to work, and I will mention my line of work now, and then it'll make you go, ooh, is I work in schools. Big shock. I know. So I don't know if that classes me as like a key worker. Not that I want to give myself that privilege, because it sucks. But once we got back into the system of kids need to go back to school because they're missing out on their education, and I'm really on the fence on that front of, do they need their education or do we need to stay safe? It's a really hard decision to make, but the kids do fundamentally need education, especially when they're in single digit numbers of age. They really need that start off, and that's where I draw the line. Really losing my balance. Still slightly drunk, but not so much. I'm sounding like I usually do, don't I? Anyway, don't fucking dig yourself into that hole, because otherwise the people are just assuming you're talking nonsense, and I don't want to talk nonsense. I've only had a drink beforehand because that's what you do on New Year. Although usually I'm out in the fresh air and it's all going, whereas in here, not so much. I'm indoors. Yeah, because as I said, this house has been a prison for me, even though there's no bars in that curtain there. It's been my prison. Apart from, because literally I've gone to work and then I've come back here. Maybe gone shopping every few occasions, but I've never gone out of my way to go out and do something else. It's always either been going out to shop or going out to work. And that's it when I did go back to work. Otherwise it was just going back to shop. It was going out to shop or going out to exercise, because that was the rules, I think. So, and I wasn't tempted to do that. I was doing my exercises here. There was a set of stairs over there, and I was running up and down them. And there's an exercise bike upstairs that I was using as well. So I was doing everything in this prison called my house. And I was doing Let's Plays of Animal Crossing and other stuff. So for you to watch, hope you enjoyed that. So yeah, and it was slow returning to work. They brought us in as like a skeleton crew, so it would be like I would be only going in on a Fridays. So I was still just not doing work. I was only going in on a Fridays. It seemed like I was just not doing work. I was just going somewhere on a Friday to do something for a few hours and then come back, and it wasn't much at all. Because they were kind of segregating people, so that obviously the exposure wasn't that great because there wouldn't be so many of us there. And that slowly just degraded and got worse and worse and worse until, because they were only having so many kids in schools in this country over so long a period, and then the government started saying everyone needs to go back, and therefore we needed a full staff, and it was just like, seriously, I am exhausted after this year, after they brought back everyone, and then we were just so overworked because you got to worry about clean surfaces, make sure the kids aren't mingling or, touching each other's hands or their faces or whatever, and it's just hell. I can't imagine what it's actually like to be working in hospitals, because that's probably even more stress. So, and the government in this country have been saying, oh, applaud them, well fucking done. And I'm like, what you need to do is increase their pay, because they're fucking working their asses off so that we stay safe, and they can't even do that because they're getting overworked and the hospitals are getting overcrowded because our governments don't know what the fuck to do, which means that they're fucking done for in a crisis like this. Their job is to protect their country that they're, you know, they politic for, and they haven't. They just haven't. I don't even need to go into detail. They just haven't. I'm not going to reward them with anything other than being fucking stupid for this whole year. And we're probably going to see more of it, so yay. So yeah, that's been my year. Just in a nutshell. Not necessarily in a nutshell. But yeah, it's not been easy. It's not been easy. But if you do know anyone who works in the medical area, or even in schools, you know, just support them and say thank you and whatever you need to do, because we can't pay them. That's not our job. That's the government's job, and they're not doing it. I won't stand for any excuse. People who work in the medical sector need to get paid more, especially during this. You can reduce their salary once things go back to normal or whatever, but this is the crunch time when you need them the most. Actually, speaking of money, I've got something to talk about that when it comes to reality, which is coming up now. Might as well get it over and done with, because I want to get this video uploaded tonight so I can get up in the morning, because you know what's happening tomorrow, and if you don't, then I'm going to tell you later in the vlog here. And I'm trying not to make this too long, but I want to keep it brief, but I also want to be blunt about it. And I know a lot of people ain't going to watch this video anyway, but I hope the people that do watch this video take on board what I'm saying, because this year has been shit and we need to do something about it. We are doing something about it. I mean, like, we were the first country, not to brag, because it's not a thing to brag about, we were the first country to release a vaccine. And I already had concerns about that. I already said, what are the side effects? Have they tested that? Have they tested it works? Is it going to kill people, or is it going to help people, or is it going to do both? But luckily, the vaccine that they first rolled out here, the only hindrance was it needs to be heavily chilled. So the transportation and the logistics for that is really hard, because they need to keep it under a certain temperature for it to be fine. They've released a new vaccine in this country that can actually be transported in a simple fridge, which is a lot better. So there's hope for the future on that front, but I'm not. I want to keep in this mindset that this is going to be our reality for a bit longer. Maybe not until the end of next year, the end of 2021. This will all have boiled over. I hope. That's just my wishful thinking. So if it's any better, if we're over with the pandemic by December next year, I'm happy. And if it's before that, then I'm content. But that's my expectation with the way things are being dealt with right now. So make me happy on that front, at least. I don't want to be standing here next year saying, hey, it's been another fantastic year and I'm fucking dead. So, yeah. It's just a lot to take on board this year, but people need to focus on certain things. They just need to focus on certain things this year. People have been really fucking stupid, and now I'm going to get into that. Because here's the cold hard dose of reality section. What was I going to talk about first? I mean, I've got a list here, but I want to talk about certain things in a certain order. Yeah, as I said when Aki's mum was here just a minute ago, I said that this year began with shit. Not necessarily COVID. That didn't hit us until like March or February. We started off, let's not forget, this is how long this year has seemed when I say the fires in Australia. Yeah, that happened. Remember, they had those big wildfires, and it literally it was down the eastern like coast, I believe. It pretty much destroyed the whole eastern coast. This Australian fire, and you know, and I was just like, they overcome that, and now they've got fucking COVID problems. It's like that's just typical, and so you know, people have lost lives in Australia. The wildlife, you know, kind of got wiped out in that area, in that entire eastern area. So we started off the year with shit, and then we just got more shit. It's really been one of those years. Of course, let's not forget the Black Lives Matter movement, because of the incident that happened in America, and well, we know all about that, really. I don't need to go into detail, but that did throw a few things out there. I don't know. I'm gonna just stop filming for a second, but okay. Um, but yeah, I don't know how to word this, but should have people protested in the midst of a pandemic? That might have not been the right thing to do, but also at the same time, it's a thing that should have been done before any of this year happened, and it can carry on into the future until people start actually listening. Because I think the protests may have fallen on deaf ears, because they were then the governments were like saying it's just they're just not helping the pandemic situation that we're trying to quote unquote deal with, and so it didn't help on any floor. I was all for it, don't get me wrong, I'm not against it. People, I think, got mixed messages by saying, oh, you know, or what makes their lives more important and prioritized to our lives. It's like, that's obviously someone of white talking. You're stupid, first off. You know, this isn't about them being better than us. This is about equality. You have to literally spell it out like this to some people. It's that bad. And it makes me thick that you have to literally spell out like a dumbass to someone that this is not a movement to make Black Lives Matter more than ours, but equality. If you grew up in that environment as a black person or a person of color or whatever you want to call them, you would understand what the fuck is going on. And, you know, I've been a person for equality of all kinds for some time now. You know, before the rest of my family even caught onto it. You know, I support gay people. That doesn't mean I am one. I just feel like they should have the same rights for marriage and whatever. Look at Animal Crossing. Me and Sly, who's a male, has got married to me. Honestly, even though I was a female, when yeah, Animal Crossing, there's a lot been happening. It's been my second life, as I said. But you know, I'm all for it, and to even faking it myself, because it's all good fun, and for some people it's a reality, and people can't put up with that. And why are we? You know, it's just typical that the police, or whatever you want to call them, are more picky on black people than they are white people. Why? Why the fuck are you doing that? True, some black people don't prove their case by being that kind of person, but who's to say that white people don't as well? It's stupid. It shouldn't be done. We're all equal. It's like saying, you know, fucking suddenly one black person commits a crime, suddenly everyone is a fucking criminal that's black. Why? You don't say that for a white person, do you? You say, oh, a white person, oh, he committed a crime, but that's just a one-off. Everyone else is fine. Bullshit. So, Black Lives Matter is not about making them more superior. It's about equality. Get it right, jerk asses. And that's all I got nice to say about you. For the people who say that, I'm sorry. But this is the reality segment. And that's what I'm talking about. Moving more closer to home. And oh, by the way, on the Black Lives Matter, I actually really enjoyed the bits where we got news where in this country, fucking America doesn't know how to put on a protest. We started pulling statues down. We started pulling statues down in this country that were representative of, people that had used slavery and stuff. And there was a statue in Bristol or somewhere, I believe, that got pulled down. That was quite a recent statue, and they put him up. They made a statue of him because of the slavery thing, and I'm like, what the fuck? So, statues came down, and you know what that means? Statues coming down isn't an act of rebellism or whatever. That's called a revolution. A revolution when a statue gets pulled down. Take note. And if you don't know what a revolution is, go look it up. Look at the American Revolution. There you go. It's a revolution. So get behind it. Anyone who isn't supporting it, get behind it. Moving on. As I said, closer to home to this country. Even if we're not going to be completely out of the woods with COVID, I'm more worried about the thing in this country called Brexit. And for those of you that don't know what Brexit is, let me enlighten you. Basically, our government has conned a bunch of people and said, hey, we should move away from the European Union, which is basically all of the countries in Europe, like Germany, France, Spain, etc., etc., that have joined together and we're allowed to freely trade and freely just if I wanted to get a job in France, I could get it like that. It's all about being, together and, not being separate and etc., etc., etc. Even I was naive on the beginning of that, but I knew that staying in the EU was a positive thing rather than a negative thing. But I didn't truly understand the gravity of the situation. No one did, and they can't say otherwise. They can't say, I voted for this, because you fucking didn't. And that's the reality. Fight me. Not that I want to be, like I said, negative on this channel, but like I said, some truths have to be spilled here. So I'm just saying, you didn't know what you voted for, because I didn't even know what I was voting for. I was hoping I was in the wrong. I was hoping that I voted to remain. Yes, I'm a Ramona. Put a badge on me. I'm happy to be one. But I knew that sticking together with the EU was a good thing rather than a bad thing. And I was saying, how bad is it? And slowly as the time, this has been going on for 4 years, guys. We haven't left. We're going to leave. We've officially left the EU now, as of this date. This was the deadline. Luckily, Mr. Expert Prime Minister of this country, Boris Johnson, has got a deal, but it's a shit deal, and even the people who are Brexiteers are probably not going to be very happy with it, despite what the government will tell you. So, yeah, I don't like the Conservatives, ever. I will keep an open mind out for any party other than the Conservative Party in this country, because they're called the Nasty Party for a reason. They don't give a shit. They're only looking out for themselves. And you've given them the majority seat holding in this country now, because they've successfully lied to you and you've fallen for it. Face the facts. I'm being blunt, and I told you I would be blunt. And I'm not taking no for an answer, because just because it's the majority vote and it's what the people wanted does not make it right. That's only because you've been manipulated by the government, not by anyone else. You are the victim here. I am the victim here. We're all the victim here, apart from the government. Get it right. Okay? Right. So yeah, this deal, by the way, to put it in perspective for everyone else in the world, is like, okay, so we've left the EU. Let's call the EU a golf club. And the golf club, we want to get out of the golf club. We don't want to be in the golf club anymore. Because we don't like their rules and regulations. Okay, fair enough. So what does that mean for us now? We're just alone over here, and the EU's over there in their club still. So what does that leave us now? We don't get anything. Oh, we're going to negotiate a deal so that we can get benefits from this club without being in the club. You see how this is stupid? And that's basically a more accurate version of how I can portray this without sounding too complicated. So we want all the benefits from the club without being in the club. How stupid is that? And the government has done a very successful job of saying we will benefit a lot more being out of the club and getting benefits from other places that is not that club that we're in. You know, we're going to get deals from Australia and Japan, you know, countries that are far more further away from us than anywhere else. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. What kind of deals are they exactly? Nothing is set in concrete for that front. But Boris has negotiated a deal. He's the Prime Minister of Great Britain at the moment. I don't think he'll be lasting very long the way he's going. But he's negotiated a deal where the people in the club, that's the EU, now get more priorities in this country than we do. Eh? Yeah, that sounds brilliant. That's exactly what people who left the club wanted. They wanted the people in the club to have all the priorities that we get in this country. And we don't get anything in return from them. What a great deal. Also, Boris, remember the quote, oven ready deal? Where was that? He had one. It's taken him fucking 12 months to put forward that deal. And don't tell me it was the withdrawal. People are going to say it was the withdrawal agreement, because it wasn't the withdrawal agreement. That's an agreement, not a deal. Get it right. See, I've been doing a majority of research. I'm trying to keep it vague, as I said, but that's what it chips down to. The withdrawal agreement was basically us leaving the single market, which basically doesn't help anyone with the economy in this country. So we're going to be out of COVID and into Brexit. Boom, in we go. And that's the deal we've got so far. And also Boris is also using the line to get into power in the first place, get Brexit done. We're not going to get Brexit done because in 2 years' time we can renegotiate with the club. Is that getting Brexit done? No. No wonder I didn't vote for it. I'm thankful I didn't vote for it. I can't be one of those guys that went, oh God, I've just fucked everything. Because you have. But that's not your fault, mind you. Please keep in mind that that's not your fault. If you live in the UK and you voted to leave the EU, you've just been manipulated by the government in a Class A act. So props to them, and I feel sorry for you. But that's the reality that we're talking about. Anyway, I'm going to move on from that because I think I've addressed it enough, but that's how bad I feel about it this year because I've just been looking at it all year and going, this is just getting worse and worse and worse. And the people apparently voted for it. Sounds good. Right, I'm going to push on because time's going, baby. The other thing I've put down here is just my personal thoughts on reality itself. It's like, right, the COVID came along, and what did we do? We just, again, playing from my weaknesses, I saw it as a nothing thing. And then slowly I got educated. Me personally, I got educated. Not the President of the United fucking States got educated on it. Not the Prime Minister of Great Britain got educated on it. And they just took the slow road to slowly understand what the fuck was going on. And I don't think they still get it. To be honest, I don't think they get it at all. And they never will. There's a ray of hope in 2021 with Biden obviously winning the election over in America. Hallelujah. But hold the phone. I'm going to say hallelujah in a few years. because, like I said, I don't pick favorites. When it comes to this country and the voting system, I don't have a favorite. I have voted for three different parties, three different political parties, because we have more. It's not a two-system vote like it is in America. It's either going to be, because over in America you have the Democrats and the Republicans, I believe. Whereas in this country we have a lot more, and I haven't stuck to one club. Is that thing again? I've always voted for who makes the most fucking sense. You know, I've voted for three different parties in my lifetime. I've voted for Labour, and I voted for Green, the Green Party, because it's the Green Party, and I love Green. But that's not the only fucking reason, by the way. Don't judge your fucking thing like that by just because this person said so and so, and I don't vote for them. Look at the overall picture. And I've also voted for the Liberal Democrats. Yep, I did that. Another one of my mistakes. This, however, is not a mistake of me saying, you know, the Tory party, the Conservative Party in this country, in all of my years of existence, on 36 years of living in this miserable country, no, it's not miserable, but you know what I mean, the Tories and the Conservative Party have never been good. Reality. They've been christened the Nasty Party for a reason. They're not just called that for the fuck of it. They're called the Nasty Party. So yeah, I can detect myself having a lot of debates down in the comments section if anyone's going to do that. And if you even have something positive to say it. We'll talk, you know. Yeah, to close off the reality chain, going back, COVID came along, and our governments laughed at it or whatever, and that got me off on that tangent. So we're just gonna breeze over that now. But I've just got down here: money, armies, guns. Why? Why do we have them? This isn't me just, I've written this down. This isn't me talking as if I'm a drunk, okay? I've written this down before, like earlier in the day today. So I got everything down and I kept filling in stuff throughout the day saying, yeah, I can raise that point in the vlog, which I'm doing now, obviously. Shut up, me. But you look at this picture of this year. Has the army helped with anything? Okay, maybe a distribution of a vaccine or whatever. Okay, whoopee. Does that involve shooting people or starting a war somewhere? Or defending a country? No, it hasn't. Why do we have guns? Why does America have guns? Why do you have guns? I mean, I understand because I know people in America and they live in the middle of fucking nowhere and you need a gun kind of thing. We have people with guns in this country, but they're like people who are like farm owners and stuff like that, and the licenses is a bit more restrict. Like you have to own land that you need to protect because you're outside of the law, because you live in the middle of nowhere. And that's the same with America. And I'm like, why can't America do that as well? Because then less people would just be able to get a gun and start shooting people. Why haven't they got that system? Why haven't they got that system yet? And despite how many shootings they've had in America, Mr. Donald Trump has just said, let's give the teachers handguns. Yeah, that will just help sort out the fucking crime wave, wouldn't it? That's my take on that. So yeah, COVID. This is what I've been meaning to say for a long time in front of the camera, and I'm going to say it now, but the money clearly hasn't helped. Where's the money got us? Money has got people to lose jobs. Money has got businesses to go bankrupt because of COVID. This planet looks pathetic, and what was the cause of that patheticness? Microscopic little thing. Little tiny thing going everywhere. We look pathetic as not as just as countries, but as an entire planet, because that's what we've just fallen victim to. We've fallen victim to a microscopic life form, not someone trying to take over the fucking planet like goddamn fucking Adolf Hitler. Not someone like fucking, not like a nuclear holocaust or, you know, asteroids raining down or global warming flooding the waters. I know that's a thing, by the way, but that's not going to be the cause of fucking our demise or anything. I'm not saying COVID's going to be our demise, but I'm just saying we've fallen so far as an entire globe because of COVID. It's reduced us to this. We are now that microscopic life form, and that microscopic life form doesn't give a shit who it's united with. It's united by itself, and everyone's working together when it comes to a COVID virus. What are we doing? We're still saying, oh, we got the vaccine first. Yeah, whoopee fucking do. It's pathetic. And all your money, and all your armies, and all your guns isn't gonna stop it. All your little speeches. Nothing. This is the cold hard reality. I have to keep pointing this out because I am a positive person. Everyone who watches my channel knows I'm a positive person. I like being positive. But some truths have to be spilled, and I feel like I need to, even though, like I said, I'm not that popular on YouTube, but who knows, this may be the video, I don't fucking know. I don't care. I actually have a fear of fame, for those of you that don't know. There's other news that I should be talking about, but I won't. But I will talk about that at some point in some video, but it doesn't need to be addressed now because that's more of a me problem that I've got right now. And I've talked enough about me and other problems that I've been having. I will continue to talk about me problems in the rest of this video. But money has not got us anywhere. Armies have not got us anywhere. Guns have not got us anywhere. Just this little needle that you're going to stick in your arm at some point next year is going to be your saving grace. That's what it comes down to. All the governments, everything, we all look pathetic. And that's reality. Keyword pathetic. Always use that word for this scenario, because that's what it is. Well, I've given you the cold hard truth of reality this year. This is what my mindset has been, and I'm going to end it off. Before I go into Let's Play news and ASF stuff, thank you for sticking around, by the way, for this long. I don't know how long I've been filming exactly, but it's been fairly long, but thank you very much. Like I said, this is going to feel like another end of the decade video that I made last year, and I had enough to talk about then. I've got a decade's worth of news in 1 year, oddly enough, but there's just things that needs to be addressed, and I've addressed them, so there we go. And there have been people in this country saying, you know, that COVID is fake. It's a fake disease designed to, you know, put like a lid on us or something about, you know, dictatorship. And I'm like, whose dictatorship? It's a global thing. All the world leaders haven't commingled and said, let's come up with this thing called COVID-19 that infects people. It's reality. And this is where my shining example of humanness comes in. I know it's real because I feel like I haven't told anyone this, by the way. So here comes a nice truth. Earlier this year, probably around late March, early April, I did honestly feel like I've contracted it. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt, because the way because I'm not exactly, you know, I'm not slim. Let's put it that way. Let's have that cold hard truth. Aki, you're not slim. You're not fat, but you're not slim. Because I'm not overweight. I'm pretty athletic for the person who I am. It's about 1:30 and I'm doing this in the morning, by the way. And I woke up at a nice early age this morning because I wanted to get stuff organised for all of this shit and whatever. But you know, I'm not fucking. And COVID picks on people who are overweight, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm overweight for who I should be. Televisions always make you 10 pounds more, or whatever that saying goes. So I'm not as big as you see, but I'm probably not of average build. um, so yeah, but I do believe, because I started getting a really bad cough, and it was getting really hard to breathe as well, and that was around April time. I was getting that. There may be. I tried to hide it in my videos that I was making, but there might have been a few coughs here and there throughout this year's making of videos. So if you detected that, that's why, because it never really truly went. It's been a long COVID for me, and I know that's going to put other people in danger. But like I said, I've been learning, and I've been putting in every single measure that I can put in, so that I either don't spread it, or I don't, just do whatever, or I don't get it again. Yeah, don't let that think that I have got it. I didn't get a medical expertise on it, but it was there. It's the worst I've ever felt in terms of being able to breathe. Obviously, I can breathe now because I'm fucking talking a shitload. But it's been there, and I know it's not fake. But that was luckily during the lockdown, so it didn't last for that long. But I feel like I've still got the lingering effects. I've never been able to have a loss of taste or smell. I've never had a temperature, because I've had it taken at least a truckload of times. I've probably forgotten how many times. I probably had my temperature taken a good, I would say, 8 times. Round about that number, I've had my temperature taken when was completely necessary, and I've been fine on that front. Um, I haven't had any of the other symptoms. I've just had a hard time when I did have supposedly just a hard time breathing, and I was coughing. Not as frequently as maybe some people with the actual virus, but I was coughing. And that was to get air into my lungs, because I was finding it really hard to breathe. And I don't have asthma or anything, but I do believe. So before anyone says that this is still fake, I can guaranteeingly say that it's not, because I probably had a mild dose of it myself. And that was during the lockdown, when everyone was being so-called safe, and I got that. So I probably got it before the lockdown happened, and then 2 weeks later I get the symptoms, because that's what happens. It takes about 2 weeks for you to show symptoms, or 10 days, or whatever it is. But yeah, so I probably got a mild case of it, so it's real. Ta-da. Right, now that that's over, I've admitted the truth. I was scared, to be honest. I thought I was going to die this year, not going to lie. Because that's how bad it felt in my throat, just going. But I do have a condition that I can say probably affected it, which is why it did affect me, which is what I should be dealing with now, because I've just realised I don't have a drink with me. I'm just going to grab this. Oof. It hasn't been medically proven, but whenever I don't have a drink for a long time and I'm talking, my throat really just dries up. I don't know if that's a medical thing or not. That's one thing I haven't looked up this year. But so, and that was happening before COVID came along. I had that kind of condition. That's why you always see me drinking during a live stream. When I'm doing Let's Plays, every time after every 15 minutes when Mr. Camera cuts out, I take a sip. So yeah, if that's why, because otherwise my throat gets just really dry, and me talking for this long without drinking has definitely done that. And that probably is a thing that occurs with everyone, but it occurs more frequently with me. I definitely have a problem with my throat, but it's not asthma or anything like that, because I've never had that kind of problem. I don't know what it is. Is there a thing for that? I'm just a weird person. I'm just a weird human being. That's me. Right, let's move on to the happy stuff in the end of the video because I can make this very brief. So get ready for the last 5 minutes here. So let's play news and live streams. Obviously, don't forget there is a live stream that will be happening. In fact, I guess I can say later today, because we're on our 200th live stream. It's a big one. It had to happen now, didn't it? So just like in the previous, in the 100th live stream that I did, I went for about 12 hours straight, and I'm going to be going for 12 hours straight today. So if you're watching this video today, I'll be starting at 1 o'clock in the UK in the afternoon, 1 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. Germany, and probably in America it'd be very early morning. I think I calculated about 8 o'clock a.m. So I'm not expecting anyone from America on the eastern coast to be up in time for it, but I will be streaming for a complete 12 hours, which will take me right through to 1 o'clock in the morning. So if you're feeling like not doing anything, tune in. We'll have a chat about what you've seen here, maybe even. I'm looking forward to debate. But yeah, I like to keep things nice, so try not to be too negative. Just give me some intelligent insights, because otherwise I'll probably just ignore you. So yeah, don't forget that. Also, the month of March needs to be addressed. It's the only thing, and it's going to cover probably both stuff here because that's all I've got down for it. The month of March, when it comes to Let's Plays, I'm actually not going to do anything. And this actually trails back into the COVID situation, because I was planning for this March to be a new theme, and I was going to have it be March of the PlayStation 1. Because we're going to go through a series of consoles now that I can record specialty games made for that console over that month of March instead of March of the Retros, which I used to do. So the March of the PlayStation 1 is cancelled, namely because of a few reasons. I don't like to shop on Amazon, okay, because they don't pay taxes. That's another cold hard truth. Sorry, I brought another one up. But they don't pay taxes. I don't like a company that is just, most probably during this pandemic, reaping in the rewards of just being an online service where you can buy something online and then they just deliver it to you, and they don't pay any taxes. And taxes help the economy of your country, you know, that thing, which we probably need a lot of help with now that a lot of businesses are fucked. So I like to go out and shop and find things, and I knew that there was a few shops where I live or in the local area anyway that would sell old stuff like a PlayStation, and I would have loved to go and buy that PlayStation, but yeah. Yeah, no, this year was a thing. So I'm gonna, and inevitably I'm not gonna be able to, and I wanted to try and set it up so that it was ready for March this year, and I got everything, and I bought all the games that I wanted. Maybe off of Amazon I would have got some of the games, but most of the games I would have found in a shop, you know, in second-hand places or whatever, because there are places here where I live to do that. And I would have loved to do that, but obviously that's not going to happen. So seeing as work is overworking me, yeah, I can use that term, I guess. Seeing as work is overworking me, I'm gonna take a month off. Literally March is gonna be me doing no videos whatsoever, or making any videos. Over the month of March. So this last year in 2020, I guess I should say last year now, right? March was dubbed the final March, and at this rate, it might as well be. But maybe in the year 2022, we can have a March of the PlayStation. And I would love to play some old PlayStation games for the channel over the course of March, but that's not going to happen this year. But that's all the Let's Play news that I've got. So everything will go as normal as it usually does. Then March I'm going to shut down because work is probably going to overwork me inevitably. So I'm just going to shut down. I'm going to have a break from YouTube. It is a hobby, and the hobby is not fucking feeling like a hobby. It's feeling like a chore that I need to do when I get home. Not that I'm not enjoying it, don't get me wrong. I'm fucking loving it, doing the videos. But I've got to look after my health. When I did that thing a few years ago where I almost passed out, I looked after my health first. And this is me looking after my health again. I'm going to take the month of March off completely. No videos. So get ready for that. On that subject though, when it comes to the ASF news, thanks for sticking around this long by the way, if you have. I might put time codes in the description anyway, so that you can jump right here. We'll see, I've just come up with that idea right now, so that'll be good. Yeah, so during that month of March when I'm off, I need to sort things out. Obviously, COVID's fucked everything over when it comes to doing commentary with people, when it comes to recording people's lines, when it comes to just overall that feeling of, do I want to do more work than what I've been doing now? Because the ASF does feel more like work instead of a hobby. So I'm sure you understand, because there's more editing and more work goes into it than me just sitting in front of a camera going, hello people of the earth, and just filming it. And, you know, not saying that Let's Playing is easy, but it's more easy in compared to making an ASF show. But I'm going to devote all of March to getting things sorted, because I won't have any more worries to worry about when it comes to the channel. I'll just have work and then I can focus on that. And that's all I will be doing. So hopefully by the end of March I'll have good news when it comes to the SF, because I want to continue it, but I just haven't had the willpower because of this year's been driving me nuts, and it's also added some complications with, as I said, other things like commentary and etc, etc. So so hopefully we'll get some good news either way. Right, now I really am going to close the video off. That's all the things that I want to spill. I've spilt truths, I've spilt my reality, I've spilt what's happening with the channel. Don't forget, there's a live stream that's going on for 12 hours today on the 1st of January, starting from 1 o'clock, blah, 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 blah. Not doing that again. You know when. So feel free to tune in. I got a lot of surprises there. For what I'm going to do in the live stream, because we're going to play 6 different games over the course of the 6 different games over the course of the 12 hours I will be playing, and I've got that all sorted out in terms of like eating food and drink and whatever as well, so I'll be fine, and we're just going to have a good time and bring in the new year with some happiness. So with that being said, I'm going to thank everyone for watching. If you watched the whole video, congratulations. Come and join me on the live stream when I'm doing it. And we'll chat, and we'll just mingle, and we'll have a good time. That's all I ask for. That's what I want this channel to be. Us having a good time. Despite all the negativity, but that was reality and I needed to get it off my chest, and I'm glad that I have. And I've had a few personal problems obviously over this year that I needed to get off and I needed to say, and I've said it. So we're all good. I tipped a bit too much down there. Yeah, that wasn't COVID, that was just water going down the wrong hole. So there's a good time for me to end off the video before I drown myself. So in any case, I'll see you however and whenever. Good day, goodbye, and a happy new year. Have a good one. Stick to the rules. Wear a mask. Social distance. Wash your hands regularly. If you want a quick hint of what I do, I wake up, I go wash my hands. And it's only for 20 seconds. So go wash your hands for 20 seconds when you wake up. Do your usuals. Have your breakfast. When I go out before I go to work nowadays, I also wash my hands then. When I get to work, I wash my hands again. That's probably because it's mandatory actually, to be honest, but it's always a good thing to just put into practice every day. Before I leave work, I'll wash my hands again. When I get back home, I will wash my hands again, and then before I go to bed, I will wash my hands. And that's not, and also obviously after you've been to the bathroom, wash your hands because that's fucking disgusting. uh, so yeah, but that's usually when I would wash my hands. When I wouldn't necessarily wash my hands is before I'm going out, and when I get into a new place, and when I'm leaving that place to come back home, and when I get home, and when I wake up, and before I go to bed. Even if I haven't done anything necessarily that is to do that, that's I feel like a regular basis, and it's kept me safe so far. So put that into practice. So try and do, how many washes is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 washes a day that are irregular when you shouldn't be doing them. Do the washing hands. Okay? Right, we're good. I am going, leaving you. Farewell, Happy New Year, etc. Goodbye. Going, leaving you in peace. Oh, what a year.